One is the loneliest number.
What about 0.5?
0.5.
Get out.
Okay, so apparently Sam thought that I was in chat. She was tricked by someone. Did you see that part?
Yeah, so there's somebody that has the name ONISION'S speaks, and I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, did
Oni-chan?
she thought
Yeah, but-
Oni-chan
Yeah,
speaks was me?
No, I'm not gonna lie. They write like a lot like you speak, and I thought it was you, and I was like, Greg, what are you doing? Like, get up! Like, stop!
No,
But-
no. The only person who's me is ONISION Games.
Oh, okay.
The only reason I found out about this is because Lainey was telling me, or actually Lainey was kind of cracking up about it. Just because it's so whatchamacallit, stupid to think that somebody is someone else just because they say they are.
Yeah.
It's like the internet, dude. Anyone can say they're anyone.
Right. Yeah.
I'm Hillary Clinton. Hi, what's up?
That's why when someone says, "Hey, I'm so," like, for instance, okay, so someone wrote me a while ago saying that they were my ex-girlfriend. No, not Tanya. They said they were my ex-girlfriend Hannah, and she's like, "Oh, I miss you so much," blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, not to be offensive or anything, but can you send me a picture of yourself holding a sign saying, "I am Hannah, hi Greg," or something like that? Because you could be anyone. And then I never heard from her again. And I'm like, well, that settles it.
That's weird.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people were convinced just because, like, you know how you have a particular way of speaking and writing. So they were. If it wasn't you, they were someone that's very good at like.
Ooh.
Or no, I'm sorry, not to imply that it was you. I mean, like, they're very good at pretending to be you, I guess.
Yeah.
Like that "hi, I'm a sociopath" person that everyone thought was you.
Did they say?
Like
Did they say? Commence.
I don't think so, but it was kind of like that same thing where like the person wrote a lot like you, so they thought it was like you.
But that's still dumb.
No, I agree, it is. Like, there's no way of telling.
Real talk though, I've never ever heard Greg say commence. Ever.
To answer the comments, I do have my own YouNow. It's younow.com/Onision. I haven't used it in forever.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a commenter asking about it. I would do YouNow more, but it's just not. I would only be doing it for money, and I don't want to do something just for money. That's just a job, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the reason I say it's only for money is because I don't really particularly want to sit there for an hour and read comments, just because, like, if we're doing something, like if we're reacting, like if we're watching some YouTuber's video and we're laughing at it, then that's not just for money, because I'm actually having fun and I'm wanting to, you know, share my reaction with people. But if it's just me reading comments, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. No, Lainey does not watch Sam. Lainey heard about Sam and passed it on to me.
Wait, what's Sam doing now?
Sam went on a multi-hour rant apparently about myself and Lainey, and the things that were said were kind of comical in their inaccuracy, but.
Wow.
Well, so are you gonna counter it? Like, I can tell you what was and wasn't said. I was there
Here's the
whole
thing.
time.
Here's the thing. Sam is a regular person, and I have no reason to try and argue with a regular person, because a regular person isn't causing me a buttload of, you know, hardship or anything. And when I say this,
Yeah.
I mean I never dated Sam, and Sam was never in a serious relationship with myself or Lainey, so that makes her pretty normal.
Yeah.
Like, if she's like saying something like about like a relationship or something like that, then yeah, then you might need a counter, because you got to make sure that people don't think that something horrible went on in a relationship, because that's just a personal peeve of mine. I hate it when people say stuff about relationships. But if you say like I'm a bad friend or something like that, I don't know, I probably won't care too much. When this is kind of contradictory, because I've addressed, like, you know, former friends before.
Yeah.
But I think that's
Well,
I think really it's because I was so emotionally invested in those friends that I reacted. I don't know.
Well,
Humans are complicated
Yeah.
and change from
Yeah.
circumstance to circumstance.
intimate relationships really affect
let
you.
me sympathize, or sorry, it's not sympathize, but simplify. I don't care enough to make a video about this, so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I would make this a big, oh my god, Sam said this, but I'd rather just, you know, mention it passively in this and let it go. It's because here's the thing. Have you noticed that everybody who comes into my life, who not a lot of people knew about before or whatever, and then they leave my life, suddenly it's like a 15 minutes of fame kind of thing, where it's like, everybody look at me, drama, drama, drama. I don't like that. I don't like partaking in that.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I think a lot of people are like hounding her for information.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are.
Yep.
Like
Ugh.
that guy with his vape pen.
What? Oh, the guy Siler?
No, that guy who gave her like a quote unquote interview.
Oh, yeah, I don't know
Oh.
anything about that guy.
Oh yeah, it was dumb. I don't know.
Interviews,
But,
those interviews are typically dumb, yes.
yeah, I think people are just really curious about like who is Greg really? You know what I mean? And if people were
That's
friends
flattering.
with you, then
That's very flattering.
yeah, yeah, for sure. So they're trying to get like inside information so they can make their own video about it, you know, and make
Well,
money on it.
that's what happens when you have a keyword that actually works for your channel. Everybody wants to take advantage of that keyword. Basically, you make a video you see it does well, and you want to make more because people like that. So that's essentially why. I mean, like I'm a really popular topic, which is cool.
Yeah,
I'm a really popular topic, but I'm not a popular video maker right now. It's kind of hilarious.
yeah. I think it just makes some of us kind of sad because like you introduced us to Sam, so we came to really like her. And
Yeah.
I get that you guys have your differences, and that's totally like
It would have
You
been
got-
nice if we could just keep it professional.
yeah.
We could have had a long business relationship if we just like let a hug mean a hug and not something else. So
Mm-hmm.
because like there's this guy that I work with. He says he'll hug me and he'll say he loves me and I'll say I love him back because we're just like really good friends or whatever. But it doesn't get
Love you,
weird.
bro.
It doesn't ever get weird. But you hug another person and you don't say I love you or anything like that. But you hug another person, they get really intense about it and it's uncomfortable.
Right. Is there a pot or how do I say this?
Is there a pot?
I guess where people are confused is that how like so Sam still says from the
Oh
beginning
jeez.
it was
No!
like platonic.
Sorry, this
what
guy's.
happened?
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
that's not.
So like Sam said from the beginning, you made it really clear that it was platonic. So I guess that's where the confusion is. That like, I mean, you know better than we do, but I guess that's where people are like, well, why was it wrong for her to hug you? And
Because I mean, didn't she address the pregnancy thing herself?
yeah, so she said she had a dream about being pregnant with your kid, and then
Yeah.
and then you hugged her.
It kind of pushes the line when I know that she wasn't necessarily forward about it. In fact, I think she straight up didn't deny it and then did deny it or whatever. But
Oh, do you mean last night or when she was with you?
what do you mean? Oh no, actually, I don't even want to go into that part. The part's really annoying.
Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I guess the confusion is all about like context and the.
Well, let me just put it this way:
implications.
it was very obvious that it wasn't that
Platonic?
she was after a lot more, and actually tried to get more. So that was very
Yeah.
obvious. So,
Mm.
but
Okay.
here's the problem. I said early on I was afraid of stuff that they could say because they don't necessarily have a close bond with the truth. Like if you actually sat down and talked to Lainey about it, Lainey's very frustrated
Wait,
about that fact.
so what do you mean by like with the truth? Are you saying that like her perception of
She'll
it is...
she'll say one thing one time and then say something totally different another time, and she'll do it almost in the same sentence. She'll do it a lot.
Right, but can
She'll do it a
I
lot.
just, and I'm probably wrong because I don't know the situation. What she seemed to be doing was revealing like more and more over time.
Let me
because-
give you an example. She'll say, oh, it was a platonic friendship, and then she'll say, oh yeah, I did actually have that dream about being pregnant with Greg's baby, and then saying I'm glad that I was pregnant with his baby. Like,
Right, well,
that's
you-
not exactly
You know
platonic.
that pregnancy dreams are like a common. I'm not saying it wasn't.
Yes,
it was-
but afterwards saying that you were happy that you're pregnant with someone's baby, that's a little bit pushing it.
Oh, so
I'd
you're
be
saying
horrified.
you're saying her saying that was like to you it was like pushing your bound, like you thought it was.
She was conscious when she said that. She could have said, hey, that's I mean, we're obviously not going to be poly. We're not going to do anything like you're monogamous with your spouse. Probably shouldn't comment on whether or not I was happy or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Is
And
there
like-
any chance
and then
that
and then
there's like...
and then she wrote me saying that she said that it was obvious that she loved me, and
Mhm.
I was like none of that is really like, is that even platonic? Like, I mean, I guess it is kind of technically platonic, but it's still like emotional disloyalty.
she's clear about having loved you a lot as a
Yeah,
person and
yeah,
friend.
as a
Well,
maybe?
here's also the thing when for instance, when someone's sitting on your lap and then they start wiggling around on your lap, that's not platonic.
Ooh,
Whoa.
I didn't know about that.
Okay.
Shit.
But here's the thing.
And don't
Okay,
here's
well,
the thing on that's
no.
that's
No.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
sorry, I mean,
well,
you're
like that,
totally right.
it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that that made me uncomfortable because it's one thing, you know, to pull someone over and hug them because you're sitting down and you don't want to stand up or whatever. It's just convenient, and then you know it's like a 3-second hug, and then that's it. But when someone's sitting on your lap and they start wiggling around, that's your genitals next to their genitals trying to stimulate each other's genitals. It's just like
Now,
calling that platonic. That seems a little odd.
Yeah, you're right. But Greg, can I just ask with the pregnancy thing? Is there any chance that there was like a misunderstanding there, or is it like 100%? It was like,
hi, welcome. You know that feeling. Have you ever had someone try to kiss you and you dodge them and you kind of try to turn that attempted kiss into a hug? Have you ever had that happen?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you know that it's pretty distinct. Like it's pretty obvious when it happens, and it's like really awkward.
Yeah.
Well, when you follow up that pregnancy thing with attempting to kiss the person,
Right. You're positive she tried to do that?
well, I wasn't positive till she wrote me back when she said that my description of things was a little twisted. She said all she did was said it's a little twisted.
Right, because what she said on stream was that she didn't try. Like she thinks maybe you were
talking about
mistaken.
Sam.
She's saying that she didn't try and kiss you and that you might have misunderstood.
How do you misunderstood someone trying to kiss you?
I can see how it could happen. I'm not saying I don't believe you. I'm just telling you what she said.
Okay, well, let me put it to you this way. The front of her face hit the side of my head. Okay, so
Can I ask a genuine question of why we're talking about it and why we're playing he said, she said? Because
she went on a multi-hour rant yesterday about us.
Us or you?
She did. What?
No, you just said us. Who's us?
No,
As in you and Lainey?
I said no. I said she. She just
no.
She went on an hour-long rant
about us.
Yeah, who's us? You and Lainey?
Oh my god. How do you not? Who do you think? No, sorry.
No. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
No, whatever.
Let me just say yes.
Arguing with a brick wall.
I know, right?
Becca, Sam
no
just
point
addressed
arguing with
things last
Greg.
night, so Greg is just addressing the things she was addressing, but he didn't see the stream. So I'm just telling him like what actually happened. So
I just want to know context.
I wanna hold on, loud Becca. I wanna thank everybody.
Oh, sorry, I'm on my shit mic.
I shared emails with all of just 7 of you guys, and I want to thank you guys for not leaking that because I noticed I don't think it got leaked by you guys, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, it didn't.
Well, I gave you my word that I wouldn't, and I'm.
Yeah, no.
So.
How did he live?
Why? Yeah, why would I do that? That's stupid.
Because people do that all the time.
They do. They leak all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
We like to call those people.
No, I wouldn't do that.
I just assumed I
People
could trust you guys to.
attention.
Yeah. I mean, not that it hurts the emails being out there. It's just I didn't want to be a leaker. I just wanted you guys to
Well,
actually.
on a level, I've read them. Like, what? Why bother leaking them? Like, I don't get it.
Why are they what?
Thrive on drama.
Like, having read them, I don't get what is like nothing there is really past what's already been said publicly.
Well, yeah,
me,
now after last night's rant,
Oh,
that
I
this
suppose
person,
so, yeah.
after the rant they took part in, everything's out there. So, and it's funny because she was like, "Oh, you should not talk about me ever," and then she goes and rants about me for an hour. So.
All
Right,
I
well,
know
Greg,
is I
Greg,
saw
you
the
know-
pair of you say we shouldn't talk about each other, and that evolved into each of you saying tidbits, and then one said more, and then the other one said more, and then the other one said more.
Right.
Everybody's excuse was, well, they're talking about it, and I was just like, you know what?
Right,
Well, what's
Greg,
funny about this though is that she really shouldn't have said anything ever, because it only gets worse for her and it doesn't get worse for me.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anyone's not at fault. I'm just saying this is what I've observed, that
Right,
both of you were just going, well, they're talking about it, so I'm going to carry on. Here you go.
Hey, Greg.
But I hadn't talked about it in like a week or something.
No, you haven't.
You're right.
Greg, what the thing is, so Sam knew about all this like days ago.
Sorry, I can't hear you over someone's background noise.
Apologies, I'm putting my mic in now.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So Sam, so I told you, like, you remember we talked and I was like, yeah, I'm talking to Sam and like you should both like blah 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 blah. So, and that's where like we were talking about the email thing. And she was fine with it. I think what made her upset was in you and Lainey's most recent video. Someone said something about like her being a hoe, and I think that's what made her upset because she
It was in reference to her and multiple other women who tried to destroy my marriage. Like
Right.
I am
But-
100% behind the idea that Sam tried to destroy my marriage. Because
Okay.
when she tried to kiss me, that is someone trying. She's looking my family in the eyes and she's saying, "I don't care about you, I only care about myself." Go watch a Chris Rock rant about how women are.
Who's the biggest liars? Women the biggest liars. Biggest liars. Look at you, all of you.
About how women try to steal
Yeah, that's
other people's men all the time.
Yeah, if you have an attractive partner, especially.
that literally fits her like a glove. So
Okay, but the thing is, Sam obviously doesn't see herself that way. So can you see why?
Of course she doesn't see herself that way. Who would want to see themselves as a home-wrecking whore?
Hitler didn't see himself as a monster.
All right, let's not slippery slope into
Oh, Jesus.
I like how we brought out the Hitler reference immediately. Compared to Hitler. No, but like it's pretty obvious. For instance, let me put it to you this way. When she said that she was happy that she had a dream about having my baby or being pregnant with my baby, she attempted to kiss me and I dodged her kiss. But if I was a typical guy and I actually just said, oh, because, you know, people were saying, oh, she's so hot all the time, blah, blah, blah. So obviously a lot of people think she's attractive or whatever. If I was a typical guy and I was like, oh, hot girl wants to kiss me, which I don't personally think that she's hot. I think that she looks really cool as Elle from Death Note. That's about it. But no, like, if I was a typical guy, then I would have gone for that kiss and I would have ruined my whole fucking life. And that's why I'm kind of like frustrated.
Yeah, I think that's a bit detrimental to most men. I think.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but I wouldn't say most men have that attitude.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Most men definitely do have that attitude.
Greg,
Okay, for instance, case in point. How many? For instance, okay, so I had.
To be honest, no, 2 in 3 marriages, so I'm actually going to agree with you.
Yeah, no. I'm like freaking I know of. Okay, so every woman that I've been with that I can think of had a father who did that to their mother, who wound up cheating on their mother, in some way or another, and multiple.
dad.
I've known multiple. Yes. Okay, so there's people here who have.
My dad flew out a girl from Idaho and spent the night in a hotel with her.
Yes, that is common. That is common. And so when I'm saying, like, you know, somebody tried to kiss me and I dodged it, I should get a fucking stadium standing ovation. Just because that's like something that's something that men go through a lot of times, but they're suckers. Men think with their dicks, and I, for some reason, have the ability to think outside the dick.
You're like very sensitive to the concept of like
that. And let's just be clear about something. I was trained via a poly relationship how to deal with this kind of stuff. So like, when I was out there in a poly relationship, cuddling and massaging and whatever, I learned how to deal with people who are trying to seduce you. So
the thing is, Sam is insistent upon.
Sam would love to wipe her hands of this because it doesn't look good for her at all.
So she's saying that she thinks that she didn't try to kiss you and that it was misinterpreted. And let's say you're even telling
her lips were misinterpreted on the side of my head.
I don't want to word it like you're lying. I'm not saying that. It's just that you both have stories that are a little different, so it's hard to follow.
Well, let me put it to you this way. Lainey was here. And Lainey saw how that person was acting. In fact, my aunt was here a couple days ago, and she said that she told my mom that Sam, when they were around Sam, had these. She actually described it oddly. She said they were cow eyes. I think she meant doe eyes, but she said cow eyes while looking at me, like she was just like obsessed or something like that. And my aunt told my mom, "Hey, this girl is trouble." And then my mom said to my aunt, she said, "Don't worry about it. Lainey's a smart person. She'll handle it." And my mom calls Lainey she.
Okay, so the thing is, what Sam is saying.
I'm telling you that everybody around observing saw what was happening.
Right. So you know best. Sam was saying that.
And Sam is the one who got kicked out for doing this. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
But of course, no. But of course, she got kicked out for no reason. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, Sam is saying that. So, like, Lainey told me I got kicked out because of hugging him, saying I missed him, and saying I had a dream that I was pregnant with his kid, but never said anything about a kiss. So.
Yeah, I was actually trying to keep her not completely damaged.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. And she's saying that, or Sam is saying that this happened like a week into her staying there, so she doesn't get why, if that's why she was staying. why was she not kicked out sooner if that's the reason?
Because
And-
she could very clearly confirmed that she had done what she did when she said that's a little twisted when I accused her of trying to kiss me. If somebody accuses you of trying to kiss them, you immediately deny it if it's not true. But she was like, that's a little twisted, and I was like, wow, okay.
Right, but she's saying why, if that's the case, why did she?
For instance, if somebody
so much-
accuses me of trying to kiss somebody, I will immediately say that's fucking false. But if I say that's a little twisted, what? Like, okay,
Yeah.
so like for instance, if Becca's hanging out with me and Becca says, "Oh, Greg tried to kiss whatever," I would immediately get
What?
I would immediately get extremely offended because I'm married and currently not poly.
Yeah.
Just because of our own
Greg, you
issues.
weren't supposed to tell anyone about this.
Shut up, Becca. Shut up. It was 3 times, Becca. God.
Four, actually.
Get over it. Anyway.
What
You
she's
have to
saying
get
is-
over
No, but I was just amazed
she
that.
hugged you.
Huh?
She's agreeing that she hugged you, but not that she tried to kiss
Of
you.
course, who would admit to trying to kiss a married man? No one.
A slut? I don't know.
Oh, she's not a slut. Don't say that.
I don't think she is. I think she's really whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
I think she's
Desperate?
controlled. I think she's controlled by her body, and she's not thinking clearly. She's just going.
Well, I think she really cared about
trying.
you. I think she still admires you. She still says she cares about you. She's just confused though because you and her have both said that like she was only there to be a camera person. Like
Yep.
you said that, she said that, but
Yes.
then after
Okay, so
she
why was
left,
she telling me about dreams that she had where she was pregnant with my child?
I'm gonna put it
She
this
was just
way.
she was being honest. Well, Becca, 1 second, just because I saw
Sorry,
this
no, no, no.
So just 1 sec. So she was saying that, like, I agree, she told you that thing. I take that as just her being honest, kind of candid, and maybe a little naive. But I understand why you took it. Like, what the
But
hell?
there was an obvious attempt at a hug, dude. Or sorry.
Okay,
kiss.
yeah, that's fine. But I think where it's a little confusing is so you remember how after she left, you were saying you and Lainey realized like you would never be poly with her. We're confused because I thought she was only supposed to be a cameraman. So why is that relevant? Is it just because because of her trying to kiss you?
It's
Is that what
relevant
you
in the
said?
sense that when she said that she was happy with the idea of being pregnant with my kid. I wasn't sure if Lainey would one day be attracted to this person and that comment would be valid and fine or terrible. And then it was obvious that Lainey would never be interested in this person. And so I was like, well, we can't continue to coexist like this if this is in fact Lainey's interest. In other words, someone comes here as a cameraman and then they say, oh, I had a dream where I was pregnant with your baby and I was happy about it. And you're like, maybe you're not trying to be my cameraman or just my cameraman. And I'm like, well, let it slide until Lainey indicates that she's there, clearly not interested, and they clearly
at the end of the
weren't
day,
interested.
you have like agency over your own body. You decide what's going to happen in your own house. So
I mean,
guess-
that's not true at all. I have control over my body, but my household is a different thing.
oh well, not your house. I guess what I mean is like you're going to decide whether or not like somebody's going to do you. You know what I mean? Like even if Sam tried to make a move on you, you have every right to shut it down.
Manpower, yeah. Lucky me, right?
But I guess even still, I would say why. So the reason you're saying it matters that she would never be considered as poly to Lainey, like were you considering her as being poly?
No, not exactly. It was the fact that we start out with I think I'm trying to remember. There was a day where she got really upset and was like really closed off to everybody. Oh god, I remember what it was. I told her, I can't actually reveal the exact subject because it involves family or whatever, but I told her not to behave a certain way towards family, and she got really, really offended because I was saying that, she did something, she may have swatted at a family member at one point. It was I don't want to blow it up. I actually didn't tell Lainey this yet, but yeah, she did because I just now remembered it. But no, there was a moment where a family member may have done something pretty innocent and she swatted at them, like attempted to strike them or whatever. And I was like, I had to have a talk to her about it, but the talk involved me saying, hey, don't gasp when they fall or whatever, like, because that will upset them or whatever. And she got really upset and like really shut down and everything. So she had this huge thing where she got all upset, and then she basically hung out in her room quite a bit after that.
Yeah.
And then
and
that's when she came down later on and hugged me from behind, which I guess she denies now. But she hugged me from behind. She hugged me from behind and said, "I miss you." And I'm still creeped out that she got so upset over the swatting the hand or whatever. Or not, it wasn't swatting the hand. I'm mixing two events. The swatting the hand thing I barely addressed because I was trying to avoid it in general. But the other thing I was talking about, don't gasp or whatever, when somebody falls because it could scare them. Anyway, so that was kind of like freaking me out, and then she did the hug thing, and I was like even more, grossed out by this because I don't like being hugged and told that someone misses me right after they have an issue they haven't resolved with me. So. So it was that it did like the attempted swat at a family member and the awkward hugging and the I miss you and the attempted kiss and the saying that she would be happy that she was pregnant with my baby. And it's a huge list of things that I was letting kind of pile up so I could actually have a justified reason to have this person leave.
So sometimes, like, from one situation, there are going to be people perceiving it in very different ways. So I remember Sam talking about this whole noise thing freaking her out, and like you getting upset with her or something, and like blah blah. I think that's just something in the past that's very like particular, and neither of you need to like. I feel like it's like a private issue, maybe having to do with your family that like she didn't want to talk about too much, and she was just saying like she thought you were mad at her.
Well, and here's the thing: we're talking about an issue that I have nothing to gain from, and she has everything to gain from. Okay, like she has everything to gain from trying to make herself look innocent. I don't really have much to gain from making her look guilty. So
wait, what do you mean she has everything to gain by looking innocent? Like what does she?
Because
have to
right
gain?
now people think that she's a lot of people, including my spouse, think that she is a attempted homewrecker and a person who is of low morals and would actually try to ruin someone's entire life because of her own physical desires or whatever. And so she's trying to distance herself as much as possible from that concept because she got caught red-handed. So like this is
do you also
I'm not
that?
For instance, I'm not making videos about this. I'm not necessarily getting a lot of Twitch views or anything like that out of this. There's like nothing that I'm really gaining out of this other than simply sharing what happened because this other person is now spreading false information about what happened. So
there's always
what I'm saying is you got to look at the person with incentive to lie, and she has every reason to say that she wasn't feeling this way because of course she's the one.
She's saying about the he said she said thing. To be honest, if you took the decision now to just never talk about it again for a couple, probably like maybe towards a week, 2 weeks, she'd probably carry on talking about it, but eventually it'd dwindle off and people lose interest. They lose interest.
I'm not necessarily discussing
to gain. So
I'm not necessarily discussing, anything old per se. This is all typically, or for the most part. This is new. Oh my God, Becca.
Sam was done talking. Sam was done talking. Like in her stream, she would just like be.
She went on an hour rant at least yesterday, so we're just dealing with that.
Yeah. So what happened was before that, she was like done talking about it. She was looking happy. Her life is turning around. We were like, yay, good for Sam. And then she watched the video with Greg and Lainey, and Greg just explained that like, so he made a comment that was like, oh, I straight up tell on hoes to Lainey.
Yes, hoes, plural.
Right, but that includes Sam. That's still calling her.
Yes,
hoe.
I think Sam is a total hoe for attempting to kiss me. Yes.
Okay, but to be fair, anyone if you call them a name, you're gonna defend yourself. And
what? Oh, well, that's stupid. If you're a hoe, you should admit that you're a hoe. Like seriously, watch Chris Rock rant about women, and it matches perfectly with how women are. A lot of guys will look at someone's girlfriend and they'll be like, man, I want a girl like that. And if a lot of girls will look at someone's boyfriend and go, man, I want that guy right there. I'm gonna take him. That's how women are. A lot of women are like that, and that's just Sam doing exactly what women typically do.
A lot of women here tonight. That's good. I like women. My mother's a woman. That helps.
Right, but to put her in a box like that, like I get it 'cause from your perspective, it's
no, of course. Sam is not your typical woman. Sam's a special case who is totally not like that at all. No way. So if I actually didn't turn my head when she attempted to kiss me, she would totally be not a total hoe.
So Greg, did you give her any? And this is me genuinely asking. Like, did you give her any indication that like you had any feelings for her, or that like you would be there for her in a way that was beyond
I gave more. Yeah, I gave a greater indication of feelings to my friend Tony, who I've told that. What I'm saying is my friend Tony. I tell him I love him. And I actually hug him. I hug Sam, but I never tell Sam I loved her because I didn't think that it was quite appropriate.
Can I interject here on how women's minds work in terms of this?
Your friend Tony knows that you're never gonna be.
Not all women are the same.
Tony's gay, okay?
Exactly,
Tony's gay.
Right, but Tony knows that you have no intentions of sleeping with him. Now, with a woman, I've had men that thought that I was into them when I was just being kind to them. You know what I'm saying?
You got it. Okay, dude, seriously. You were so desperate to not pay attention to what I've said. Okay,
I'm listening.
We're
very
talking
carefully.
about an attempted kiss. We're talking about wiggling on my lap. We're talking about someone saying they're glad that they had a dream that they were pregnant with my baby, all while in the house of my spouse, who they were well aware did not like her. Increasingly, did not like her. And we're talking
No,
about
I
someone.
agree.
We're talking about someone who was also caught giving me doughy eyes, etc., by other family
I agree
members
that that's
who are
crossing
outside parties.
boundaries.
What I'm saying is this person is open and closed a hoe, and that's why they're not here anymore.
Yeah.
Okay,
Now,
well,
here's what I
mean,
want to interject on that in terms of.
What else could they possibly do? I mean, on top of that, to make them more of a hoe. I don't understand.
Push and listen. Push and listen. Now, here's what insight I can give into on how cisgendered women's minds works. Because obviously, there's a lot of people that don't fit to this, and I think it's a generalized thing, but it's definitely something that is present in the majority of female culture. When there's a male who does what you do, Greg, you're very like, when people, now I know you're baited a lot by haters asking about shit, and I'm not saying you're at fault at all, it's something that I think is a really stupid thing in women culture. When a guy goes, oh, this person's really cool, this person's great at this, this person's
green
great
light.
at that.
The green
There's
light.
this big green light in a woman's head that goes, oh my god! And when you'd go, Sam's okay looking, oh my god, he thinks I'm cute. Like, this is, and it
But
is.
here's what's funny. Here's what's funny is Lainey actually.
Your best friend and
Lainey
your
has this
family.
thing. Lainey has this thing where they question, whether or not I'm attracted to other people or not. And Lainey suspected that I might be attracted to this person, and I was like, no, dude, I'm not into them like that. I'm into you like that. So like, it was really interesting trying to convince Lainey that that's not how things work. Just
Well, I
because.
get why Lainey was worried.
Just because, just
yeah.
because, like, for instance, okay, so let me put it this way. This is something that kind of like, all right, so I had this ex-girlfriend that Lainey and I both dated, and what she would do is stare at me with the most loving eyes ever, and just be so like, just consumed by giving me attention and just making me feel great. This person would constantly give me that love, and I would feel amazing because of it. And give me those doughy eyes or whatever, like when I was editing on my computer, etc. Okay, that was a poly relationship though. So this person was really loving to me in a poly relationship. Sam was more than the person I was actually dating as far as how much attention and affection. Sam would constantly call me cute or tell me I'm so funny or say I'm so handsome or whatever, constantly. Okay, so
but she considered you her best friend. You just said that you
sure,
cuddled your best
sure. Okay, well anyway, so the fact that
cuddled
she
your
is
best friend.
with a poly person. What? Or you're talking about when I was 15 and I was with another person.
I'm just going off of your own reasoning that you've
No,
said.
you're talking about cuddling with another person. You jump subjects.
Well, I'm saying that you've equivocated like friendliness to giving hugs. With Maya, you said it's friendly. It can be friendly to give a hug. You said that it's so. You said you gave a platonic nude massage. You said that. You know what I mean? It's just confusing because like we don't understand your boundaries because it's like
Who is we? What are you talking about?
I was about to say who's we.
Are you on like a team of girls plotting against me or something?
no. I mean the people.
You're
watching
like
you.
the
I've
team
watched-
of evil exes. Is like.
No, Greg, I've watched
Oh
your videos
god.
for years and years and years, and like I'm just curious because like I feel like you grow up and change, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just don't know what's considered like inappropriate for you.
It's the
Like
royal
that's
we.
why I'm confused about.
Well, let me put it to you this way: the justification I used to give someone a body massage was someone I was in a poly relationship with. Okay,
Well,
if I
thought
was
you guys
if I
weren't
was
poly
just
yet when
if
that
I was
happened.
just friends with someone,
You said she was Lainey's girlfriend when that happened.
yeah, that's
It was still
that's,
poly, but
that's-
it wasn't a full triad.
That's a
It was
poly
It was
relationship.
a V.
That's a
but
poly.
a V means that.
But I
V
made
is
it. I
still
made it. I
poly.
made it. I
What's
made it
that
clear.
mean?
I made it clear that I didn't want to be in a V typically ever. Like I think there was a couple times where I said, it's okay if you date this person, and then I would say, but there's a obvious me being included eventually kind of thing. So like,
I just thought the
I would
reason
never
Lainey
I would
was
never want to
upset-
be in a relationship where I'm never included because that's really disproportionate, and then I get half a person.
And that's fair. That you're allowed to want what you want.
Thanks for the validation. I'm glad that I can want what I want.
I just thought that Lainey was.
Unless what you want is illegal.
I just thought.
Right.
Yeah, because a pedophile can walk in and go, "Thank you for telling me."
Why do we always jump to pedophile? Why don't we jump to like
because we always jump to the
the
extreme.
cow inseminator or something?
Yeah, honestly, I'm sure Billy would appreciate this being in the past. I mean, that was a long time ago. I'm
Jesus.
just saying that, like, I'm just.
You're
saying
the
that-
only person who said that name.
Please don't make me say it.
Just want to make that clear.
No, I know. I'll
So that was actually really ironic to pull someone's name into it while saying, I'm sure they wouldn't like to be pulled into this.
I mean, we were all alluding to it.
That's
We
what
were
you just
alluding to her
did.
massage. We
You
know
just
who you're talking
did
about.
that. Well, even so, like, you're allowed to talk about your experiences, but when you start dropping names, that's when it's directly pulling people
So
in.
I apologize for saying her name. We knew who you were talking about. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, but even when you know,
And I was
like,
only
Greg said
talking
the
about
word today.
them because you brought up a cuddling incident.
But this is
No,
what I'm
you're
saying.
right.
Greg said the word today, family member. Those of here with half a brain can put 2 and 2 together and make 7, but you leave it there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
you just
You're right.
Leave it in that space.
You're right.
of
I'm sorry. I'm getting,
yeah, you just leave it alone.
I'm getting too comfortable with my speech.
No,
I
you're
guess the reason I brought that up was just because I watched Greg's videos. I just like remember what he says, so I get a little confused because I don't know what his boundaries are.
I think you're
You know what
trying.
I'm saying?
I think you're trying to equate things that aren't equatable, like a poly relationship with someone, where you were all in bed with this. Like, for instance, when you and your spouse are making out in bed with another person who you are physically touching in that whole incident, all in bed together, right? And you in that relationship, you almost like you literally are just about to do a thing where you are. Sorry, I'm drinking soda and burping. That's very flattering, I know. Anyway,
That's very healthy.
but in that 3-person situation where you're all in bed together, one person pulls out a sexual massager, okay, and then it actually stops there. It doesn't move forward. But one person pulls out a sexual massager, and neither person's like, "Hey, it's only me and her. What are you doing?" No, that doesn't happen. And that's why.
Well, sometimes
and that's
it does in a V poly.
No. That's definitely not a situation where, person A and person C are like supposed to be like completely and utterly strictly non-sexual whatsoever, because of the fact that you're literally watching each other do sexual things in front of each other, and you're also touching each other, literally already touched
Right.
each other physically and sexually. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But
we're
we're
talking,
back
and then
to
you guys go say, but you're just friends. They were with Lainey, not you. Not really, dude.
Right.
You
I
weren't
know.
there.
Did-
You
was-
weren't there.
did Lainey-
So when people say, "Oh, you cuddled with her," it's like, dude, we were like groping each other the night before in front of Lainey. So
Yeah,
like to
the
say
thing is with poly-
to say that this is some kind of like horrible, crazy cheating thing is just bizarre, especially when
It's
the
not
things,
about-
especially
not
when the
about-
things I did alone with that person were far less than what I did around Lainey.
Yeah, it's not about. I don't know if it's cheating so much as boundaries, because weren't Lainey's boundaries that she was
right. But
valid-
what I'm doing is I'm establishing the difference between this person and the person you compared them to, which was Sam. Sam does not deserve to be equated with somebody who was poly. Okay, Sam was always just a friend. So you were like
Okay.
trying to compare the things that happened to Sam as if it was like
Well, that's fine.
the
Yeah,
same.
I guess I'm just.
It's just
thinking
not
the
a
things that
valid
you-
comparison at all.
Well, I'm comparing the word. You used the word platonic when you gave a body massage, so I'm thinking of the hug in the platonic sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that. But the wiggling
Oh.
was when they wiggled on my lap. That's not platonic.
Okay, well that's new information. So
No, I gave you that information repeatedly. Before
Well,
you
today.
even. Yes, I did. Before you
Like,
even said that.
I've
No,
heard
you said
about
it-
it before today.
I haven't heard about it. Before,
Yeah.
so
Well,
I'm
I
sorry.
shared the emails. I shared the emails with you. You knew about
I
it.
didn't read them. I felt kind of.
How
like I
did
was
you
in-
not read them?
I felt like I was invading her privacy.
But here's
I
the
don't-
problem. You had to DM me to get those emails requesting the emails. So
I
you
didn't ask
requested
for the emails,
you
Greg.
requested the emails and you didn't want to read them?
Greg, read the DM. I never asked for her emails.
Oh, well, I don't
never
know.
asked you to.
I didn't. I don't. I see. I put it to 7 different people. So
Yes.
I said what I said was DM me now if you want that, and I got a DM from you. So.
Oh yeah, no. I was saying please don't, please don't, just because it made me. I don't know. I didn't.
Why would you DM then?
I DM. Oh no, I DM.
Why'd you DM right when I requested to DM me if you wanted the
No,
emails?
I DM'd. So I
That
DM'd.
makes no sense.
So
As in
before
to
you
say
guys.
like,
you guys-
lo siento.
Yeah,
Sorry.
It's okay. Before you guys came in the chat, Greg and I were talking, and I just told him I'd sign private to tell him. So that's what I was just relaying a message from Sam. I wasn't asking him for DMs.
I
was
think
talking to
it's
Sam.
interesting that you function as a person who appreciates people's privacy, yet you actively, regularly coerce people into giving you private information through these arguments that you bring up.
Well, that's fair. What do you mean by what am I doing?
Coercion.
Yeah, you're basically seducing people into giving you certain things. Which is that?
Oh, I mean,
which
if
is
that's
that
how you're
you're
interpreting it,
no. You're asking questions that beg for more information that is otherwise considered private, and yet you
I mean,
say
that's-
that, and yet
that's
you
fair,
say,
right?
and yet you say that you're.
What?
And yet you
Greg.
say that you respect private information while continuously encouraging people to reveal more information
Well,
with
no,
additional
I respect
questioning.
private emails and private texts. I'm going off of what was said publicly on
But
stream.
the things, if you respect these private emails so much, why are you asking, or why are you saying things that will trigger the call for more private information, which would be discussed in an email otherwise?
I'm not following. I asked you.
What
to
I'm
not
saying
send
is an
email.
email is just like regular communication between people.
Wait, I'm.
What
so
I'm- what I'm
confused. Greg, I
saying
asked
is-
you to please not. I asked you to not.
What I'm saying is you're like, well, why did you think that this wasn't platonic or not platonic? And that's obviously asking me to explain more in depth about the personal relationships between people. So you're asking for more. You're asking.
Greg,
Hang on, let us speak,
in
let us
your
speak, let us speak.
investigation,
Jesus
in your inquiry, you are asking for more private information, and yet you say you don't want private information.
Okay, and I apologize. The reason I'm doing that is
In other
because
words, you
Sam-
shouldn't ask questions anymore.
Greg, let us speak.
So what happened was.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I feel like that's
What
pretty
happened
open and closed.
What happened was Sam shared her perspective, and it's like not lining up with you. You don't have to share anything with me you don't want
It's
to. You can say
definitely
I'm
not gonna.
uncomfortable.
It's definitely not gonna line
Oh,
up. It's
Greg.
definitely not gonna
I'm
line up.
gonna
with-
get a whip.
Stop.
I'm
It's,
gonna get a whip.
stop.
and
It's
finish-
definitely. It's
like,
definitely
finish
not
the
gonna line
sentence.
up. I'm responding to
Yeah,
what she
Becca,
said.
do it.
I'm
Can I finish the
responding to what
sentence?
she said.
Can I finish the sentence, please? So I understand why you're upset, and I'm sorry if it feels like I'm trying.
I'm
to,
upset?
Like, or, no,
Greg.
Am I
I'm
upset?
sorry.
Somebody should be upset.
I'm sorry if I'm coming off as like trying to coerce you or like manipulate you or any.
No,
anything.
I was
That's
just
not my
pointing
intention.
out that you have two sides. You have the side
Okay.
that tries to respect private information, and then you have the side that tries to get private information out of people.
Right, but you have to understand, I'm in this tricky space where it's like I care about Sam.
If you
but I also
cared,
am
if you
trying to
cared a super
respect where
lot,
you're
you
coming
wouldn't even partake because that
And I'm
that's
trying-
only going to incriminate Sam more because Sam's in a really hoe position.
Okay, but you're saying that, and do you see why I'm standing up for her because you're calling her a hoe? So like,
Okay.
if Sam were my real life friend,
The information is totally out there. Like only a hoe tries to kiss a married man. Only a hoe. Okay.
Okay, and
only a
what I'm-
hoe wiggles on a married man's lap.
Becca,
only
will you
a
ask
hoe.
him to let me talk. I like don't know how to like.
I don't know how you could paint that.
Hang on. Both of you quit. Both of you quit.
I don't know how you could paint that any other way.
Greg, don't
We're
interrupt
running
me. 'cause
around in
Greg,
circles here.
Greg, don't interrupt me because I'll get a stick on bad boy.
I
and
owe
I'll
no
thwack your ass
one.
with it.
I owe no one a lack of interruptions.
I will thwack your ass with the bad boy stick.
All
Push.
right.
Here's the thing.
I'm a married man. You can't do that to me.
I don't care. It won't be for your pleasure.
Oh, God.
Anyway.
You just threatened to rape me. Oh my god. Anyway,
Anyway. Point
it's
one.
okay because you're a girl.
For the
It's
record,
okay.
I just want to say that I love Greg's plaid today. It's a very good look, and I think you should keep it.
Plat?
Oh, I know, right?
No,
You
his,
have a plaid?
his new,
Cute.
no, no,
I like it.
his
The
new
blue
shirt,
and pink plaid.
his new shirt.
So cute.
It's very
Aw.
good. It compliments him and everything. Good job. Now,
No one got
I want to apologize if I was trying to coerce you. What I'm doing is just trying to like stand up for Sam in the sense that people are telling you she's saying things that she's not saying, and I watched her streams, so that's all I'm trying to do is like.
Okay, so to the people who saw the emails, do you feel it's open and closed or not?
I feel the issue having seen the emails is it's open and let's say we take the emails as fact. Now, there's a point of where you can't do that because
Yeah.
obviously it's a written email written by two people that have, it's two people, not two fact makers. So let's say we take it as physical fact and there's no question about the thing. It's open, good, and closed, and I don't know why it's carrying on because, you're not living together anymore. It's not a...
It's because of the hour rant last night. That's why.
You're not cohabiting anymore. No. Forget the talking about the rant. Talking about the rant's fine. In fact, there's more issues coming off the issue. You're not cohabiting anymore, and the physical. There's no more problems going to come from the situation because everything is now out there. Correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything's out there. I mean, that all the stuff that I gave, or most of the stuff that I gave, was new information, just to really bring it home.
That's fine. When I asked earlier, I just wanted to know why we were talking about it because if it was a pointless rant, I was going to hit people with the bad boy stick.
Oh yeah.
this is the way you guys saw how I handled this in the beginning. I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Sam's cool or whatever. She can go do her thing, and like, let's not
But
bring it
I
up
also
anymore.
don't believe.
And then
in people-
Sam would take the
Don't
smallest.
interrupt me.
And then Sam would actually, you technically interrupted me. I wasn't done yet. And then Sam would take the smallest thing that I said and then start blowing that up. And so then I have to respond to the blow up, and then she would blow up even more over the smallest things. Like one comment in a video saying, I deal with hoes. She makes an hour rant and
But Greg,
Jesus.
here's the thing. I'm stupid with women, but I'm not so stupid that I don't know what Sam was doing in hindsight. And looking back, it was so obvious what Sam was trying to do, and that was definitely destroy this household and definitely be a homewrecker. So because of that, I can't help but feel like this is like, you know, a really inexcusable thing. And when Sam tries to say, oh, I wasn't doing this or that, it's like, dude, just stop. Like, seriously, just stop. You did what you did, and it's time to just move on. But she'll try to defend herself and try to make it look like she came up with this thing where apparently I was told, Lainey said that, Sam said that I was trying to ruin the friendship that she could have with Lainey. But the problem is that Lainey started out with her in like code orange, and then it moved to red pretty quickly because Lainey immediately knows that women who come around me typically want to do or try to do stuff with me. And that's because like they're of this fan position or whatever, like Sam was in. And when they're clearly a fan of me and barely paying attention to Lainey, yeah, it's pretty transparent.
Oh, I mean,
when
yeah,
you
I want to
said
hit
the
you over
whole
the head with a
comment
shovel
in
about it.
Lainey's video, you weren't even directly referencing
Yeah, I know.
Sam. So
But,
I mean,
but you notice how
if
she
the
immediately,
shoe
but you
fits,
notice how
if
she
she wants
immediately
to
got
act like the shoe
defensive.
fits.
It's kind of like when someone says, "Hey, stupid," and you turn around. It's like, yeah. You heard that comment and you thought, yeah, that could be me they're talking to.
Okay, but Greg, can I just if somebody called, like, I'm not saying I'm anywhere near as close to Sam as you are with Lainey, but I'm just saying, like, you didn't tell Lainey that Sam was moving in, so of course Lainey was upset.
What? No. Here's the thing with Lainey is I'll say something to Lainey and Lainey won't actually register it, and vice versa. Lainey does it to me all the time, or Lainey says something's gonna happen, and then like Lainey and I had this conversation in the shower. I was like, dude, I told you, and Lainey's like, yeah, well, you know, I didn't understand it that way. So,
But it was clear Lainey didn't really.
No. I said that I was gonna bring a cameraman over, and that they were gonna be a permanent cameraman. And I was like, Lainey, how did you not understand that?
Well, so you're telling me that Lainey didn't understand it, right?
I'm gonna throw this out there.
I'm saying I
camera man. I'm gonna throw that out there.
A camera woman is called a cameraman, dude.
True. No. I know.
But
know.
Greg,
And also, Lainey knew I was talking about that person when I said cameraman.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah, like I repeatedly made it clear that I was going to bring someone out to be a permanent cameraman. I don't know if Lainey assumed that she was going to sleep in the doghouse or something like that, but
right.
Oh,
I don't know you and Lainey's private like boundaries with each other, but are you surprised that she was threatened by an attractive young woman? Like
I don't think Sam's attractive though. That's the problem. You say attractive young woman.
But objectively, she is attractive.
I think that she
Just
is.
throwing that out
I
there.
think that she makes an attractive L from Death Note. That's about it.
Are you telling us something about you and Elle from Death Note?
Sure. Why
Are you
not?
L sexual?
I
I just
mean-
took a break.
Are you kidding? Who isn't L sexual though?
Oh,
Like,
I'm
really?
not. I like my man. I like my
I like
man
light.
upright. I like
Yeah,
my
I
man
like
Fuck
some
likes light. He's enough
3D
himself
man.
narcissist.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with Sam that kind of.
No wonder I'm into other
Sam
people.
said that Lainey was super upset and it caused a big fight, and that's
jeez.
awkward. And they had a blowout about you guys moving her in. Like, this is everything she said. I'm just the messenger. Please don't kill me.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of private information that you were spreading to more people.
Well, I'm sorry. She's telling you.
I'm
this is
just
what she
pointing
said.
out you are no warrior of privacy. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not a warrior.
Tito, can I
It
ask
seems
something?
very gossipy.
Tito, are you being given this information with direct instructions to go and give this to people? Like,
Yeah.
even to Greg. But to
Yeah.
Greg or to all of us?
To all of you right now, Sam's talking to me.
What?
He's very upset.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
You're not a messenger, you're a microphone.
I so want you to get the fuck out of Discord if you're talking to Sam right now. That is the cringiest thing. Why is Sam
Why?
directly talking to? I don't want to
It's
have
a little
I
bit
don't want to
sneaky.
have a conversation. Ugh, can you go? Can you leave Discord? This is so gross.
Dude, I can, but she
When you
messaged
ask
Wow.
How do I?
messaged me.
I'm gonna temporarily
messaged me when
mute you because this is creepy. Okay, cool.
You've just suddenly muted indefinite. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that is just that's so. I don't want to talk to Sam. She's
Ah!
she's
I was
talking.
going to send you a message
I'm
about
scared.
this. Like, I was.
I don't want to talk to Sam. I feel so gross that I've been talking to Sam without knowing it.
That's what I said. You know when I said, why are we talking about this? And you were like, we're doing it because of this. And I'm like, yeah, but why is this, like, continuing? It's still going.
Greg's
And it's still
cringy.
going. And it's still going. Why are we still talking
I
about
just
this?
got so creeped out, dude. Like, physically creeped
Yeah,
out when she said she was directly talking to Sam. Can you guys imagine if I did that? If I was going to Sam's stream and I was talking to Sam through a person, that is so creepy.
I
That's a
don't
little
like
bit sneaky.
this.
Hang on. Just trying to say something.
I was
my
literally like
God.
mid-messaging you about this because I was given a forewarning that that's what was going on, and I just came into
But that is so
voice chat and
creepy.
saw what was going on, and I knew.
I hate that. I'm
Out
physically
for it, I'm
reacting.
sorry.
Like I'm physically repulsed by that. That is so.
Are you okay?
I'm so sorry. I was trying to give you a
I
heads
have
up,
never. I
and
don't
then
think
it
I've
was too
ever
late.
had that. The closest thing I had to that was, get this, I was I think like 13 or something, and this girl called me and asked me to rate this other girl out of 10, which is funny that I would still be
Was the
rating
other
people
girl
out of 10.
listening?
And the other girl was listening on the phone, and I didn't find out till like the next day that she heard me rate her out of 10, and I gave her like a 7, and she was so upset, and I was just like, I was like, I'm sorry, I just was giving my honest opinion, and she like never
Rating
talked
girls.
to me. But it's just like, why would you do that? Why would you?
I don't.
Anybody? Okay, so
I
that
feel
is.
really bad. I was seriously messaging you about this. I'm so sorry.
I can't believe that just happened. That
Why
is
did I
so.
do that?
I knew
That is so
about
creepy.
about
Dude, you're high.
Huh?
You high?
No, absolutely not.
that. Like, I was just made aware of this situation. That's why I was messaging you, and then it's like, oh, I am way too late on this right.
Oh my
You did say it a
God.
while ago, like that.
But that's super creepy to ask somebody to communicate with someone else through them who you know doesn't want to talk to you. Because if I wanted to talk to her, I'd respond to her. I'd respond to her emails, but I don't want to talk to her. And Lainey indicated that they don't want to talk to her. So
Fine.
anyway,
I'm so sorry.
I think if I was Sam, I would give you some space.
you think?
Yeah. Like, because it's a little bit weird that she's trying to get to you, like, through literally anybody.
That
Forever.
is sad.
It's technically harassment.
Why am I still on fire? GTA
'Cause
just
you're lit.
GTA spawns me on fire.
Lol.
Lit.
I don't know whether you want to, but like for the fact that she physically can't speak for herself right now, she said before many people were here, she said to you that Sam was messaging her.
No, she said that she was like actively talking to her. Though. She, like when you say, "Oh, so and so is messaging me," you assume that they got an email or something from them, not that they're actually live chatting them. Oh God, why do I feel so gross? I feel so grossed out. That's so weird.
Oh God, I don't want no.
Does anyone want to talk about a
Tito,
recent? Does anyone want to talk about a recent pap smear?
What the fuck?
Tito,
Don't even talk about those things.
Jesus Christ.
You know
Tito,
what?
I love you,
I
but
can't even
I
have
don't
one till I'm
know.
21.
They're
Wait,
so
what?
invasive.
Tito, I love
I
you, but I
was-
really don't want to be the messenger right now. I don't want to get in the middle of this. I have my own life.
You want to make me cringe more?
No, it's.
I only have so many cans of LaCroix.
Because the problem is when you're being a messenger, you're giving something that has been previously given to you. When you're giving messages, like having messages and then repeating them, you become a
Wow.
microphone, and I ain't being a microphone. I
Hey,
don't
you
like
guys, look.
There's a fire burning in the air.
it. There's a fire burning in the air.
Booty Slayer would love this. Booty Slayer likes glitches.
Had that on
I
my
love it.
phone, and somebody told me I better.
Well, that was toxic.
I don't think there was much point to deafen her. She's listening on Twitch though, Greg.
Hey, that's fine, but don't talk to me. Ew.
Yeah.
She
Ew.
did. She did say earlier on that she was messaging Sam, like.
Yes, we already established that. Like, it was assumed that it was emails, not live chat with me. Because if someone's live chatting you, then they're literally trying to have a conversation with me through you, and that is creepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The difference between messenger and microphone.
It's gross.
It's
Gross.
cringy. Eh.
I don't like it.
I don't
Ew.
like it. I don't like it either. I would like to be know that someone is live chatting you, like actively having a conversation.
She did imply that, like she was live chatting.
Okay, I never heard live anywhere. I
It
never
was a
heard,
misunderstood
I never heard her say, "Hey, so and so is literally talking to me, literally right now, as you talk to me. I am literally saying, I'm
she
literally
said that she
saying
was talking to
what they're
Sam.
saying through you, through me."
But like when I say that I'm talking,
That's
to
why I was wondering.
somebody,
That's why I was wondering why
I-
she was. That's why I was wondering why she was still arguing, because I was like, dude, I thought I already covered the points, and then it's clear the reason
Here,
that
let me
the
put-
reason that she
let
was
me
still
put-
arguing is because there's some people who just don't want to admit that they were being a total hoe. That's all.
Yeah. Here, I'll put the logic of this in terms of the conclusion of
irony.
this language. When you're saying you're seeing someone, you know what that means. If that's a US thing to say, when you're seeing someone, you say you're dating someone. You're not literally currently seeing them with your eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a fair analogy. But I just assumed that they were talking about like emails or like last night on Twitch or whatever, talking to them, not literally talking to me, because I don't want to.
Yeah,
talk to
you
them.
have to make that distinction.
I don't.
Very,
Yeah, I
very
don't want to
clear.
talk to. I don't want to talk to Sam. So like, there's a reason I don't want to talk to Sam, because Sam became very cringy very quickly. Like I wanted to end on good terms, but then Sam kept going on rants about it and stuff. So whatever. Anyway. I think Lainey's about to stream on you now, and I'm
Oh, good.
yeah. Oh, good. Well, fine. I'll just leave then. You know.